Beverley, we chose Beverley, Georgina and I, recently because we have been living in Pocklington, and Bainton is nearby, and we found a tiny little cottage to live in there, so I'm really happy about that.
Beautiful village.
Yeah.
Really nice village.
Hunkered down on top of the hills. Yeah.
Oh, sounds wonderful. So musically, where did this journey begin for you?
Well, a long time ago, my dad had a Martin Dreadnought guitar, and I would pick it up now and again and just sort of get lost in the sound of the strings. And my parents had a half-decent record collection with, Johnny Cash and Folsom Prison Blues and Beatles records and stuff like that. And intriguingly, my mum would never tell us about her 20s years and what she did in Brighton, so we were kind of obviously curious about what went on in those days. And I started playing the guitar, writing songs when I was 18. I came back from a month in Africa and thought, I'm just going to write a song about it, and it worked. And I started playing for friends, and they were excited or pleased. So I took that encouragement on board and just kept at it over the years, just kept at it.
Wonderful. And you say your influences with that, what your mum and dad were playing, that Johnny Cash sound and things like that.
John Denver, yeah.
And what about, is there any story, was your mum musically connected then at that time while she was in Brighton?
Well, my dad had already at that point been in a Christian folk band. No, I think that was after Brighton. But anyway, yeah, he was the guitarist, he was the musician. And he can still sing a mean blues song when he gets around to it. And my mum was more on the drama side, although my dad was studying applied physics, so they were kind of opposites attracting. They met in a bathroom at a house party.
Wonderful. It's interesting how families, the fabric of families, isn't it, how that comes. Would you play something live for us?
Yes, I'd love to. I'd love to, Andy. It's called Fallujah. Oh, Fallujah, all our young men love you now. From Paris, Birmingham and Berlin, they've come to run the gauntlet of the gunner's crown. Oh, Fallujah, brotherhoods are burning now, as they bring their lives to lay them down like flowers on the dusty ground. Oh, Fallujah, oh, Fallujah, oh, Fallujah, oh, Fallujah, oh, Fallujah. All your families are scared, sons and daughters lie sleeping in the garden with matted hair. Silently insurgents appear. Oh, Fallujah, G.I. Joe is sitting home right now with his daughter he picked up from nursery. Now after burning fire from the clouds of Fallujah, oh, Fallujah, oh, Fallujah, oh, Fallujah, oh, Fallujah. Bloodied murder memory, gone come to run the gauntlet of the gunner's crown.
The brilliant sound of D. Ross Spencer on Beverley FM, the sound of East Yorkshire on a Saturday morning. And Fallujah, very deep song that one, my friend.
Thank you.
Wonderful song.
Yeah, it was dedicated basically to the families caught in the middle of a lot of these conflict situations. And Fallujah in particular was made famous by the Gulf Wars and all the atrocities that happened there. So I was just sort of fed up with it all and thought, well, I wrote a song for the families caught up in it.
Amazing song. Very meaningful song as well, as you say.
Thank you.
This leads me on to a question of where do you choose to write? Is it about an observation of life, or is it, when you're choosing to write your music, where do you get your inspiration to actually write the songs from?
Well, I sometimes pick up little snippets from life if I'm wondering about. It kind of come from quite odd places. I've written one song called Trying to Relax, and working as a gardener for a long time, I see a lot of beautiful gardens but nobody in them, so I'm thinking, well, why have these people got these lovely gardens but they live indoors in front of their TVs, and not wanting to be too hypocritical about it, but I know how attractive that is. And then on the other hand, I was watching a film called Charlie Wilson's War, which is a classic, and there was a scene when they were bombing into a camp, and there were Humvees, dust flying and everything, and in the background there was this little tiny earthen wall just as they drove past, and I thought, wow, what a contrast. You've got this imperial kind of power trying to do good things in this situation. In the background you've got this really humble little wall that someone obviously spent time making at some point in the past. And I thought that was a fantastic contrast, so I've put them in a song, and it comes from all sorts of places.
At the moment, you've moved into the area, you're living at Paignton, which, I take it, had all the boxes unpacked now, or are you still in the process of unpacking?
Well, no, we've still got, unfortunately, I'm a bit of a hoarder, and I'm in the recovery phase, I think, but I've got a warehouse outside Retford, which is far too big and far too full, so it's an ongoing process.
It's in transition.
Yes.
So you're settling in there. How people, if they wanted to see you in Beverley, what are your plans over the next few weeks or months?
Well, I continue to play the Sun Inn every other Tuesday. That'll be this coming Tuesday, I'll be there, and in 2 weeks again. And I also play at the Star in North Dalton, which has a bi-weekly Tuesday open mic. So those are my staples for the time being, and just looking for gigs in the area, basically.
How are you finding East Yorkshire?
It's very nice. It's a nice. It feels intimate, and Hull, even though it's Kingston upon Hull, I'd like to bring back the Kingston. I like that Kingston.
I like this.
Seems like it's got a vibrant, scene, and people are willing to be open and accepting. So I look forward to meeting more people in that area. Yeah.
There's plenty of opportunity. I mean, you've got the Humber Street Sesh coming up. You've also got City of Culture coming in 2017,
exactly.
which is
huge. Yeah.
a springboard for so much opportunity really there. Would you play something else for us?
Yes, gladly. I'm going to try a nice quiet song called Parachutes, which is written for a graduating class of student friends, and it's about basically how people go different ways after school without realising necessarily.
It's D. Ross Spencer on Beverley FM with Parachutes.
I watched the parachutes go up this morning, hoping to catch that sun. And though the road may take them far afield, in their hearts they'll never be alone. Where the wind blows, many years side are nothing but the gentlest reminder of what it's like not to have to hide. Wind blows, find me that simple love, what more can I need if I don't know where the road goes? Wind blows, wind
What a beautiful song. Ross Spencer on Beverley FM. And Parachutes. That's a lovely song though.
Thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, I tried to mix in some kind of ethereal influences, and yeah, for me, making music over the years has much been about giving people something, giving people access to kind of a space, you know, to feel, and that trying to sound too corny, but you know, like a kind of like a healing space, you know, love and life and all the good things that are just too awkward to talk about most of the time are all good, but so I'm trying to give them some of that.
What does the future hold? Where do you want to take this journey further?
Well, I'm slowly climbing the mountain like everybody else, and trying to find my space, so to speak. And over the years I've had to kind of just develop my picture of what's going on in the UK musically. And I've met a lot of people who are doing different levels of touring, and I guess I would just like to do a bit more and get a bit more involved with people in my generation kind of thing. And just contribute, you know, just to be part of what's going on. I think I want to stay as far away from X Factor as possible. You know, I did try and go for the Voice audition, but thankfully I went to the wrong Hilton hotel, so I dodged that bullet. So.
I think I love it. It's a privilege every Saturday morning, whether it's Helen or whether it's Max who's bringing the guests in. This is so special because it's like a one-on audience with, you know, it's amazing music, and I think I've said this many times, and it's going on one again. Reality shows have their place, but there's so much amazing talent out there who are applying the trade and doing it the hard way, like you're doing it. Yeah. You know, all I can say to people is get yourselves out there, get yourself down to the sun, get yourself to North Dalton, see the artists, support them. It's all I can say there. If people want, have you got a Facebook page? Have you got any kind of websites that people can visit to?
Yes, gladly. You can just go to D. Ross Spencer on Facebook, and you can go to Ross Spencer on Facebook if you want a more personal contact, or you can go to D. Ross Spencer on SoundCloud as well. I've got lots of music you can listen to there.
And is there any physical way people can either get hold of the music themselves if they wanted to?
At the moment I've got Fallujah on iTunes, and I would really like to push that, especially if the Pilger Report finally comes out. It would be great if that could get some traction around that time.
It's been lovely to have you in this morning. I'm going to say, as I do to most people, I really mean this. Would you come back and see us a little later in the year?
Of course, yeah.
So I've got to mention one thing. You're going to be a dad.
I am, yeah.
So you're going to be looking forward to the summer in more ways than one.
Definitely going to be an exciting year, this one.
Ross, it's been a pleasure to have you on Beverley FM this morning.
Thank you very much.
We'll look forward to hearing a lot more about you over the coming months.
Great.
It's Beverley FM, the sound of East Yorkshire.